let's begin with how we approach the subject with our 5 theoretical theories. We decided to focus on stereotyping to begin with, because obviously when you make an assumption about a person when you first meet them, but you already have stereotypes about that person, for example, their customs or their culture or even their religion. In our role play, this happens straight away. We have certain stereotypes assigned to these people already, it's obvious that stereotyping can lead to miscommunication, because although stereotyping can be positive, it can be negative as well. The second theory that we focused on was anxiety theory, because obviously that's the beginning of the conversation. Perhaps there's anxiety within the conversation, and to reduce uncertainty and reduce anxiety, to have more dialogue and to actually ask and be assertive in the conversation reduces the anxiety, and also the responsiveness of the person as well, who tries to initiate conversation and ask questions. That can also lower anxiety as well, and we see that with the American woman especially, because she gives her own opinion, but she also asks the opinion of another person without it being a direct question. The third topic we chose was high and low context, because a lot of the conversation that happened, of course, was verbal, and we didn't get to see the non-verbal side of it, but the high and low context would be non-verbal communication, and that goes into non-verbal communication because, for example, with Raj, he was part of a caste system, and he was perhaps a Maharaja or something very high up, except the American woman wouldn't know anything about that, and she would treat him as how she expects to treat everybody that way. And the non-verbal communication can be seen with, for example, the habits and customs of the Moroccan male, close contact with another male, holding hands, and that comes into habit with the collectivism versus individualism, because collectivists are very together, they're part of the community, and the wider individualist is individualist. This is my private space, my bubble, and I'm going to get as much out as I can for me. And that brings us to our second question.
Yeah, the goal of our audiovisual was to create an informative, also fun video to let our audience know what kind of conflicts you can expect, or you can find when you try to interact with someone from another culture in a romantic way. Our target group was students from 18 to 25 years old.
Students, international students.
From the university. So that's why we think that our topic relates to them, because of course being a student in another country, there's a very big chance they will come across someone from another culture, maybe develop a romantic interest. So.
And already have ideas, for example, Western girls, or they might be.
Yeah, maybe they do it without thinking, stereotyping or something, and that's going to cause a problem. That's why.
And I believe that young students are very interested in relations and boys and girls, so that's why we believe that this video will have a great effect on the students, and we think this video could be useful, and that's why we chose it.
Yeah, so did we achieve our goal?
Yes, I think we achieved that goal.
Okay. I think we mixed it a little bit with information and bring it in a funny way. And I think that's very important if you want to give information to students. You need to tell it in a funny way, and I think we did that.
The conversations can be exaggerated, because obviously this is not necessarily going to happen if you meet an American woman or something, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah, these are great examples for what you can, what conflicts you can come across. And
exactly. We used examples of everything we say in our topics. We used examples, and we tried to show it in the dialogue.
Yeah. What's the next question?
What would be different? What if we have to do it again?
Yeah. Well, we decided to focus on the verbal communication, didn't we? However, coming just through verbal communication, there's so many other things that we could look at, and I think, in my opinion, next time we could incorporate some non-verbal, so perhaps.
Yeah, so next time we should also have a non-visual image, so we could show the audience the non-verbal communication, because there are great examples of verbal communication to show them, and what can get into in conflict.
Yeah, because of course people use as much non-verbal communication as
More,
yeah. So, and our critical question is how we showed that the two collectivist cultures from the male perspective, and how we illustrated the difference.
Well, Raj and Mohammed come from collective society, so they're very much group orientated, and not just to benefit themselves but to benefit their group and to make their group prosper further. In fact, even getting rid of some of their own individualist ideas to help this happen. However, whereas the polygamist Mohammed, he would like to help his family grow and that kind of thing. Raj is part of a caste system, so he has a higher expectation of what should be happen to him. For example, he goes to another country, he should be expected to be treated the same way he would in his own country, and Mohammed doesn't have that because there is no caste system. And also there is a difference in religion, so Mohammed is Muslim and Raj is Hindu, so again there's a difference in that, and that also goes into the way that they act within their families as well. I think that's all for that question at the moment.
And now we should tell you about what we've learned, so our personal idea of what we thought of the movie and what we learned. So, are you
start? I can start. Well, what I learned with making the movie and the assignment and all the research is that there are a lot of things and aspects of a person, of a culture that we are not necessarily aware of. And we should really take into consideration when we, on a daily basis or something, interact with people from another culture. Because maybe we may think they're being rude or very direct or something, and we don't know why they are being this way, or of course the way they think. So we should really be open to all these things that we not necessarily know about everything of culture. So we have to be more open and not judge right away from first impressions.
Yeah. Well, my opinion will be a little bit personal because of this assignment, it made me look more. I was starting to look at how I would probably react on these kind of conflicts, and first of all I thought of myself, well, I will accept it and I will understand it and I will have patience. But if you, since we made that videos, I also begin to think that maybe in such situations, you are immediately making assumptions even though you don't want them. So maybe make me aware of how I look at this conflicts. So and more individual.
And I agree with you and with you as well, because it really does put into perspective how much although I think I'm an ethno-relativist, so I'm aware of the cultures and I'm not going to necessarily integrate straight away. My Dutch is not so good, but I try to be aware and try to adapt accordingly, and
also not judge right away.
And not judge right away. And this course and making this video has made me see that actually I was a little bit ethnocentric in my thinking, because I didn't know. There's still a lot to learn, but I didn't know the correct ways of acting. For example, before this course, I was giving a language in my professional life and my personal life, but my professional life I was giving a language course to a guy from Yemen, and I illustrated body parts by indicating to my own, and that wasn't really appropriate, but I didn't really think about it until after. And also for me, in my personal life, I have an intercultural romantic relationship with a Russian man, and he is, well, not anymore, but he was brought up in communist Russia, so he has a very collectivist ideals about family and about helping family, helping to the community. And me, individualist Western girl, we sometimes have cultural conflicts because of that, and this has helped me to put perspective on myself and also him, and hopefully have a better relationship because of
Yeah,
that.
and maybe be more aware of things you really didn't thought about.
Yeah,
Yeah, and make us realize that our culture is not the only one. That there are other cultures in which several communication styles are interpreted
Yeah.
differently.
yeah.
So,
Especially with hand signs,
Yeah.
gestures, that kind of thing.
yeah, for a lot of hand gestures and stuff. I didn't know what it was meant in other countries, but now we do. So that's
Yeah, of course, non-verbal communication is also very, very important, and it's very different everywhere you go. And we're less aware of that than non-verbal communication.
And silence.
Yeah.
Too.
yeah. So I think this was our last question, right? Yeah, this was
I would
the
like to
last
say
question.
thank you very much for the course,
Yeah.
and
Thank you for listening.
thank you for listening.